This is my cat Luca. I love my cat so much, and even though he doesn't know how to read, he always sits with me while I read, so I feel like he knows my book taste pretty well. So I thought, who better to choose the books I read this week than my cat? Here's how this video is going to work. I'm going to pick a few books, put a treat on each, and whichever one he goes to first is the book I'll read. I'm trying to decide which books I want to give Luca to pick from, and it's so hard to decide. But this is my May TBR, so I am going to be prioritizing these books. Okay, I have to just pick one. Or two, I mean. Basically, I'm going to give Luca 2 book options. Gonna have him pick one, and then I'll read it, and then we'll do the same thing again and again. So I'll end up reading 3 books total in this video. Okay, I've stopped being indecisive and I've picked the 2 books. I'm in a big romance mood, so the 2 book options I've picked for Luca is Part of Your World by Abby... Oh, nope, wrong one. Part of Your World by Abby Jiminez and The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. The reason why I picked both these books is because I have never read any book by either of these authors. I have so many books by both of these authors on my want to read list, but I'm like, Ali, you should have self-control. Don't buy any books by them before you read at least one of the books you already own. Whichever one he picks, if I read it and like it, that kind of opens up a whole new world for me. Then I can start reading tons more books by that author. Between these 2 books, low-key, I'm kind of hoping that Luca picks Part of Your World because I just heard such amazing things about Abby Jiminez, but I have to trust Luca and his book taste that he will pick the right book for the mood that I'm in. Okay, let's get some treats. I got Luca some new treats for this video. Oh, there he is. I got him a little toy, some treats, and also so much cat litter from Pretty Litter. I actually have a great cat story time. So the first day that I got Luca, I had 0 pet supplies, so I went to the pet store. There was a display with Pretty Litter. Tried it, immediately loved it, but because I've never had a cat before, I felt like I needed to experiment and try other litters just to make sure that this one was the best one. So for the next few months, I tried so many litter brands, and I kept coming back to Pretty Litter, and I've been using Pretty Litter consistently for a little over a year now. I love it so much. So thank you so much to Pretty Litter for sponsoring this video. It's the best litter I've ever tried for controlling odor. Pretty Litter is crystal litter, so it absorbs odor so well compared to other types of litters. It's also the most unique litter I've ever seen because it is a health monitoring litter, which is so crazy that it can do this. It blows my mind. Pretty Litter can actually change colors to tell you if your cat has potential health issues. For example, if the litter turns to colors like orange, blue, and red, that can indicate different potential health issues with your cat. We all care so much for our furry friends, and any way that we can work towards monitoring their health is a win. And the third reason why Pretty Litter is my favorite is because crystal litter is not a clumping litter. It absorbs urine, so you don't have to scoop the urine, you only scoop the poop. The less scooping I have to do, the better. And you can have Pretty Litter delivered monthly, which is so helpful. And you can go to my link, which will be in the description, and use my code to get 20% off your first order. Anyway, let's have Luca pick the first book I'm gonna read in this video. Okay, I'm gonna lock Luca out of the room so he doesn't get the treats early. Time to lay down our 2 books and place the treats. Come on in. Oh, the nanny. All right, the nanny it is. Luca, I feel like you have to come sit with me since this was your book pick. There you go. Okay, now he has to need for 20,000 years before he'll get situated. In the meantime, I'm gonna start The Nanny. Oh my gosh, I love the dedication for this book. It says, "To my sweet mother, who once asked me, wouldn't you rather write children's books instead?" Meanwhile, she's writing spicy romances. Good morning. I have read to page 120 and I'm really liking the book so far. It's really cute. It's basically about this girl who gets hired to work as a nanny. She's a live-in nanny for the family, so you've got great forced proximity. And then kind of the twist, unique plot point of the book is that she used to have an OnlyFans account, and the back of the book, the synopsis implies that he maybe used to follow her on her OnlyFans. It says, Cassie soon discovers that Aiden is not a stranger at all, but instead someone who is very familiar with her, or at least her body. And then at the start of every single chapter, we get conversations from her OnlyFans with a customer, which is just so cute and fun to read about. I love when books do special stuff like this. I think it just makes it so fun. It breaks up the reading. I'm a sucker for graphics in books. They feel so unique to me. So the little phone graphic is fun. Anyway, I'm enjoying the book so far. It's very cute. Got some juice this morning, so let's go sit and do some more reading. I just checked and the book is available on Spotify, the audiobook, which is great because I saw this Instagram photo where this girl drew inside of her People We Meet on Vacation book and it was so cute and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, why do I want to do that to every single one of my books? So I kind of want to switch to the audiobook of the book and doodle in some of my books. I'm scared because it could go so wrong. Like it could totally look like a 3-year-old just scribbled inside my books, but I feel like I'm artsy enough where I can do some simple drawings and it'll look fine. I think it's gonna be cute. I think it'll be good. Okay, I'm gonna go pick out some books that I want to draw in. Update, I have finished 2 books. So far, my favorite is the one I did for Beach Read. I kind of like this one. And then I did one for Indigo Ridge, which is just like a cowboy romance. And I did 2 cowboy boots at the bottom that say his and hers, and then just lots of hearts. I've got 3 left. Hopefully they just get better and better. And Luca is kindly joining us for the next book, The Summer I Turned Pretty. The inspo, the results. Not too bad. Also, update on the book we're reading, The Nanny. Okay, still loving it. It's very cute. I do feel like the book is very spicy, which I like spicy books, but I never want spice to like sacrifice plot. And I do feel like that's happening a little bit. The focus definitely seems much more on their physical connection than their emotional connection, which isn't my favorite, but I do love spicy books. So I don't know, I feel kind of mixed about it. And we still have a good chunk of the book left, so that could totally change as the book goes on. Oh my gosh, there's so much spice. It's crazy. Anyway, good morning. It's the next day. I'm in chapter 23, page 344. Like I said, so much spice. I love spicy books though, and I've been trying to think about why am I not loving the amount of spice in this book compared to other spicy books? And I think I figured out why. I think spice can and should be used as a great plot device to really reflect the character's current like emotional state and relationship state. I think books and authors that do that great are like the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. And I think why I've been getting kind of bored with the spice in this book is I feel like it's all the same. But we are now getting into the 3rd act conflict. I'm excited that we're now getting back, I think, to like the heart of the story. Okay, it ended cute. I'm gonna say 3.25 stars. I think it's such a cute premise. Overall, it's just like a very like light, quick, easy read rom-com. I think the past few books I've been reading just required lots of thinking, so I think I was in the mood for a light, quick, easy read. So Luca, oh, you're facing the wall. Honestly, you picked a book that fit my current mood, even though it wasn't a home run. First book done. It's time to pick our next book. Are you ready, Luca? I think he's falling asleep, but the treats will wake him up. I think I'm honestly in the mood for another romance, so I'm gonna go with Hello Stranger by Catherine Center and Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Wild Love is the winner. I just read the dedication. I have to read it to you. It's so great. It says, for all the women who have figured out that good enough isn't actually enough, and for those who are still looking for more, it's out there. You'll find it. And if not, don't worry. There's always Ford Grant. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because there was not a Chestnut Springs book or a Chestnut Springs man that I didn't absolutely love. So I feel like there's gonna be 4+ stars for sure because Elsie Silver, she's the best. She's the best. Also, I got this as an ARC and it came with a little print as the characters, which is so fun. So I'm gonna use this as my bookmark. I love when books just start you right into the action, and that's exactly what we get with this book. Basically, Ford is declared the world's hottest billionaire, which is a great start to the book. Rich, attractive man. I love that. And he's living in Rose Hill, which is right next to Chestnut Springs. And Willa, who's a character in Chestnut Springs, is his sister. So we already have nods to the Chestnut Springs series, which is great. And then where the action really starts, he's just chilling at home and he gets a knock on the door. He goes and answers it, and there's this little girl standing there, and she says, "You're my dad." So we have another parent trope like the nanny, but this one he didn't even know he was a dad. And then Rosie is his best friend's little sister. So we also have brother's best friend trope. Basically just like so many great tropes. And yeah, it's just so great to be back in an Elsie Silver book. You guys, it's almost midnight. It's 11:56 and I cannot stop reading. It's so good. Like, I'm so obsessed. Like, Ford and Rosie. First thing that's made me obsessed, they are basically like childhood frenemies, and that frenemies part makes their banter so good. Like, they're always fighting but also basically just flirting at the same time, and like that hits so hard. And yeah, Elsie Silver just has such a great way of writing. Like, even the simplest moments make me want to just like kick my feet, giggle. This book is also surprisingly kind of a perfect summer read. In present day, I don't know what season we're in, but they used to spend summers together in Rose Hill. So we have like diary entries from Rosie of their time together during the summer, and it just makes me feel so nostalgic for childhood summers, and I love that feeling. Anyway, I'm probably gonna stop here and go to bed because it's getting late. It is such a gloomy day out, which is honestly kind of the perfect weather for reading. I have about, I think like 80 pages left. I'm on page 374. Still loving the book. What I really appreciate about this book is that there is conflict. There are things that the characters have had to work through in order to get together. There's just like so many layers to kind of the things that were stopping them from becoming a couple. And I love that, because my biggest pet peeve is when the conflict just feels unnecessary. Like, the thing keeping the couple apart just feels like it's there because the author had to come up with a conflict, but it's not a very strong conflict. That just annoys me so much. So I'm glad Elsie Silver has given us legitimate reasons why the characters couldn't be together. I'm gonna finish the book now. This is so exciting, but so bittersweet because I don't want it to end. It's next morning and I finished Wild Love. I loved it so much. I think I'm gonna say 4.5 stars. I really debated between 4.5 and 5 stars. I never know where there's an author where I just love all their books, if I should just give them all 5 stars or if I should only give my favorites by them 5 stars. So I'm going with the latter because I still think Flawless and Reckless from the Chestnut Springs series are my 2 favorites by her. But this one is close. It's up there. Like, I really liked this book. There's a little sneak preview for the next book. It's called Wild Eyes, and West is going to be our main character in that book, and we already got a ton of him in this book, and I love him so much. The whole time I was reading it, I was like, I hope he gets the next book, and he does. He's a dad, he's got tattoos, he's very like reckless, impulsive, and I just feel like I'm gonna love him so much. And that book comes out in September, which I'm so excited. I thought we were gonna have to wait a whole year, but yeah, it's not gonna be that long before that book comes out. Luca, I know you're sleeping so you can't hear this, but you picked a really good book. All right, another completed book on the TBR. Now we're choosing our next book. I was thinking about doing something a little bit different for this one. Instead of giving Luca only 2 options, giving him just all of the options on my TBR. The reappearance of Rachel Price and How to End a Love Story, I'm saving those for my next video, so not gonna put those out. But then I figure the rest of the books, Part of Your World, Keeper of Enchanted Rooms, Diary of a Dying Girl, and Hello Stranger, will give Luca a choice between these 4 books. I think I'm most excited about Keeper of Enchanted Rooms just because I just read 2 romances, so to mix it up with a fantasy sounds really nice. It's a cozy fantasy, so I think it's just gonna be really cute and wholesome to read. But of course, whatever Luca picks, I will be reading. All right, time to let Luca in. No way! Luca, did you hear me saying that's the one I wanted? He picked Keeper of Enchanted Rooms. I'm so shocked because with 4 options, obviously super likely that he would have picked one of the others, but he picked the one I wanted. Thank you, Luca. I just left the library and I'm really liking the book so far. It's really cute, it's very fun. Basically, our main character, he inherits this house and he moves into the house and the house is enchanted and the house will not let him leave, which is such a fun premise. And it seems like magic is like very common and accepted in this world, but our main character is not magical, so everything with the house is like very much a surprise to him and he does not know how to handle it. So he calls Hulda, who works at the Boston Institute of the Keeping of Enchanted Rooms, and she is coming to tame the house. And yeah, the house just does things like the house ate his wallet, all the portraits in the house, their eyes like follow him. So yeah, so far it's just very cozy, very whimsical, and I think there's gonna be a romance subplot going on with our 2 main characters later in the book. Then I headed to my parents' house for the weekend to celebrate a few birthdays in my family along with Mother's Day, and I did so much reading. I'm back from the weekend with my parents. It was so fun. I love reading up there because their house is like so cozy and so in nature. Anyway, I read pretty far. I'm on page 230, so I think I have like 100 pages left. I love a very like fast-paced, high stakes book in general, but especially with fantasy books, and cozy books often are very much low stakes, which is what makes them cozy. So this book is cozy, fairly low stakes, but I'm still liking it, which makes me happy. And the romance is really cute. The house, because it's like alive and enchanted, does stuff to try and push the 2 main characters together, which is very adorable. And this is also a historical fiction. It takes place in the 1800s. So the romance moves really slow because there was just like different societal standards in the 1800s. Like they haven't even kissed yet. They're just like very proper, which also kind of adds to like the cozy, adorable feel because it almost kind of feels like a young adult romance because of how like nervous they are to even entertain the thought of kissing. And I'm so intrigued to see how it ends. There's a potentially dangerous situation that could arise, and so far, because it's been so like cozy, comfy, and adorable, I'm intrigued to see if it is actually going to get dangerous or not in these last 100 pages. I finished the book. It was so cute. I think I'm gonna say 3.75 stars just because it does move like a little slower. I think I just still prefer like a more fast-paced fantasy, but this one was so cute. It literally feels like a warm, cozy hug to read, and I'm so glad to know that I can like cozy fantasy. And this one definitely had more stakes than the cozy fantasies I've read in the past, which I appreciated. So that is 3 books done off of my May TBR. Well, Luca, thank you for choosing my reads in this video. There you go, Luca. This was, I think, the hardest thumbnail I've ever taken for a video ever. He got so many treats just to try and get him into position to pose next to me, but ended up getting a thumbnail. And I think he picked 3 pretty good books. I honestly had a great time reading all 3 of these books. All right, see you guys later. Bye. Say goodbye, Luca. Bye.